Welcome Tamers. With the release of EX07 in the next coming days and also the two new starter decks, ST18 Guardian Vortex and ST19 Fable Waltz, I'll be doing a quick rundown of what I think are my 3 most anticipated decks from this subset. And then to start off, we'll be going over the first one, which would be the Hexablow deck that has Iceclad. Hexablaumon being the boss monster of the deck. It introduces a new keyword called Iceclad, which means as this Digimon compares the number of division cards instead of DP in battles with non-security Digimon. So the more sources you have, you don't necessarily need to have the most DP to win a battle. So this one is mainly a lot of like source stripping and then bottom decking Tamers. There's a lot of interesting cards in the deck, especially like we see more Deluvolutions from like Bulukumon. We also get a new like Sorcerermon, which is a witch only trait. So I think this one's gonna be a really anticipated one. A lot of people have been trying to make Hexablow work, but it just hasn't been working with the previous support. This one makes the deck a lot more viable. And then also it's a really good top end that you could swap in different decks like Mirage, Galaxy. So this would be probably like the third in the list that I would want to play. Second in the list is probably going to be Bellstarmon. In this EX set, we are getting both the Bellstarmon Ace and also we're getting Bellstarmon X Antibody. And then the Ace is going to be that good purple Ace that a lot of like purple decks need. I know there's the Metal Garurumon Ace, but that one doesn't really do much in terms of like maybe just passing turn on the opponent's turn. And then this one has like an on-play when Digivolving, return 1 option card from your trash to the hand. Then you may use 1 option card with the 3 Musketeer traits in your hand without paying the cost. And then when attacking once per turn by trashing 1 card in this Digimon's division cards, you may use 1 option card with the 3 Musketeers in your hand without paying the cost. So there's a lot of different options you could run in this deck that have the 3 Musketeer traits. That would be like Chaos Triangular, I believe Dirt Blitz is another one, and then the new Hurricane Screw Shot, right? Those would be like the 3 new options it has. Also we do get the new Bellstarmon X, that it's when Digivolving, you may use 1 option card with 3 Musketeers in its decks from your hand without paying the cost. So all these two allow you play those 3 Musketeers cards, right? And then when Digivolving, when attacking by trashing 2 cards with 3 Musketeer traits in this Digimon division cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level and trash the top card of the security stack. The fact that you are tucking things underneath her and then trashing those to pop something on their side and also trashing the top card security sounds like a really interesting way to go about the deck. You're actually putting instead of Tamers underneath, right, you're putting option cards underneath. So this one to me, it's like a really interesting deck that I would want to play, especially like I don't have access to like the older Bellstarmon cards and stuff. And then this one also has like a really cool little sparrow somewhere right here, a little Sparrowmon. Unfortunately it's not cross art, so you can really play it in cross art, but it's start main phase, you may place an option card with 3 Musketeer traits from your hand or trash as the bottom trigger of one of your Digimon to draw 1. So this one allows you to tuck in stuff under your Bellstar to be able to do that effect where you could play out your 3 Musketeer options and trash the security. So this is a really interesting deck. Next to me, probably like the ones I'm most excited about is going to be the Nature Spirits, especially with like the top end being Tlalokmon. And this one's like a DNA Digivolve level 7 from green yellow and then a black blue, and then it's a 15 cost 15k, and the deck itself is multicolored, so you get to use many different colors to do different things. Most of these play out Digimons that are Nature Spirit or with a certain play cost. And then this guy is when Digivolving, you may play one Digimon card with a Nature Spirit trait and a play cost 7 or less from your hand without paying the cost. If DNA Digivolving, you play up to 2 Digimon cards with different colors and the NSP trait and a play cost 7 or less from your hand without paying the cost. Then when Digivolving, when attacking once per turn. For the turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -7 DP for each of your Digimon. I have different things I want to add this deck card to, just because it's a triple color Digimon. It could go over green, black, and yellow. The fact that you do -7k for each of your Digimon, if you put it in a deck that spits out a lot of Digimon, you are -7k that Digimon for, let's say you have 4 different bodies. You're doing that for what, 28k, 32k, right? 7, 14, 21, 28k. The more Digimon you have, the bigger the DP minus. If they're protected, unfortunately you won't be able to do anything, but the fact that you can play out a body and then give something -7k for each Digimon, it's a good way for you to get rid of those level 5s that you know your opponent is waiting for you to swing to actually DP minus to blast over. And then also there's other cards like Eldoradimon. I thought it was Eldorado. This is the 12 cost 12k, and then as blocker, and then on play when Digivolving, you reveal top 4 cards of your deck. You may play one up 7 play cost total worth of Digimon cards with NSP trade among them without paying the cost, then return the rest to the bottom of the deck. End of your turn, to your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a card with the NSP trade in the hand. So this one, if you have him and maybe like a level 6 that's yellow, you're able to DNA Digivolve right into the Tlalokmon. One of the decks I was thinking of maybe running these 2 cards was in like Numemon, just because you do have a lot of like Platinum Numemon that's yellow black, and then if you run him, you could put more of the lower end black and yellow NSPs in play, especially with the effect of Monzimon X, where you could play out Digimons that are either Numemon or level 3 or lower. You could play out like, I think you can't really play anything aside from like the Gatsumon, right? And then you would get like a free blocker of the Gatsumon, or maybe like the Toyagumon, but that one's a puppet. But yeah, those are like the 3 decks that I'm kind of interested in. A few of the key cards from that set that I know a lot of people are excited for are the new Dragon Links. So like Metallic Dramon, you get I think Volcanic Dramon is the other one, if I could find it. There you go, Volcanic Dramon. There's also like the new Lilithmon deck, where she's really cool. She's a 12 cost, 12k, all turns once per turn when this Digimon will leave the battle area than in battle. If little one or extended bodies in this Digimon distribution cards, by deleting one other Digimon, it doesn't leave. All turns once per turn when another Digimon is deleted. If it's your turn, you may play one purple level 4 lower Digimon from your trash without paying the cost. If it's your opponent's turn, trash the card of the security stack. So the fact that they try to kill it, you kill something on your board. If it's their turn, you get to trash their security, right? And then it's a good way for you to trash their security, play out bodies. So this is kind of like the better engine for like the Lilithmon loop deck. I think it's gonna create something new entirely. I know that it didn't see a lot of play in like Japan, but with the format being best of 3, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some decks that it might be like popping off. I think a lot of the people were excited about this option, which is a 7th Fascination. It's a 7 cost option, 7 Great Demon Lords. You could add this one to 7 Great Demon Lord deck as another name they could use. And then it says, when your Digimon evolves into Lilithmon X antibody, by returning this card to the bottom of the deck, activate this card's main effect. All your opponent's Digimon gain end of your turn, delete one Digimon to end of turn. This technically gets around Magna X's protection because you force the player to delete a Digimon. So if they only have one Digimon on the field, then they have to choose that Magnamon X and delete it, right? It is still armor purge, but it's a good way for you to pop something on their board. And then the security effect is delivering opponents unsuspended Digimon, which is good, but the have protection doesn't really do anything. Another card a lot of people are excited about is the new Shoto Kazama, which is the one that is gonna create here in the US the Mother Reaper blocker, the 15k blocker, because Shoto, it's a memory setter, doesn't memory set you but gains your memory. At the start of your main phase, if there's an opponent has a Digimon, so 3 cost Tamer to play, and then end of your turn by suspending this Tamer where Digimon gains piercing and blocker until end of turn, but if it has Vortex Wars, you unsuspend it. So this one, the fact that you could just end your turn, give your Mother Reaper blocker, now you have a 15k blocker on your side, so it's harder for the opponent to actually try to go for checks, just because you have that 15k DP Digimon that you need to get rid of, and then it's very hard to interact with Mother aside from just raiding into her. So this one's another card that I know people are excited about. Other than that, some honorable mentions to me were probably like the Vortex Warriors, so the Sephagamon, and also the puppet ones, which are the Centralmon. If I could find it. Where is she? There you go. There's this one, there's this one. Something was wrong. So this one introduces a new overclock trait that create tokens, and then you have the Vortex Warriors that basically get sec +1, and then you can attack the same turn you were played. So I'm excited with what the new decks are gonna bring to the table, especially like how everybody's kind of not really excited to play this current format with just Imperial running around everywhere. At least this gives more people different decks to try out before the new BT18 set comes out. And I completely forgot to mention the next one is going to be the new Liberator Digimon, which is Heavy Metal Dramon. This one does help you do stuff with the evil dragons, so like Megi Dramons and Nehad Monks, right? But that's it for tonight's video. I'll be showcasing some other gameplay videos the next few days, trying to figure out what deck to play and then what deck to try out on DCGO. But if you made it this far, go ahead and leave a like and a subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next video. Peace.